EGM Network.
Hey, welcome to Classic Car Radio, Vero Beach. I'm Keith McDonald. I'm here with Mike Carrano. How are you doing, Mike?
Okay over here.
How was that for an intro? I talked as fast as I could.
Nice. That was pretty good. I'm impressed.
I know a lot of you tuned in because we were going to have the South African president on here, but he said he had a bad afternoon, so he couldn't be here. So
he had a rough day.
He had a very rough day, and so he's not going to be here. He's going to talk about his car.
Right. There you go.
So anyway, welcome to Classic Car Radio. Jump right in. Let's talk about Riverside Theatre tomorrow night. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday night when we're recording this, of course. So Thursday night, the 22nd, at the Riverside Theatre at Live in the Loop, they're having the car showcase is coming up tomorrow night.
Live in the Loop.
And the cars will be there by 5 o'clock. So if you want to get there a little bit early, the whole thing starts at 5:30. But you could be there at 5 o'clock if you want to check out the cars and then have some time to wipe the sweat off your body before you go in there. It's going to be it's been super hot.
It's outside, so you're not really...
I know. I'm kidding.
You're not really cooling down too much.
You get under those oaks, under the oaks over there at the...
It'd be a little tough under the oaks.
Yeah. Anyway, there might be a sea breeze over there. You might be okay.
Yeah,
right?
It's a good time by all over there. They have a good time, those guys.
So anyway, there's an outdoor concert, and it's every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, all year round. Weather permitting, of course. Admission is free. And like I said, the AACA brings in cars every month. This month, it's on May 22nd, which is tomorrow as we broadcast this. If you're listening on Saturday on the Patriot Radio, you've already missed it. So anyway, Mike, what's new? We got some car shows coming up.
Yeah, I went to the Warrior Pawn Shop on...
Yeah, that was pretty good. I was mad at myself for not going. But when you texted me and I was looking at the weather going, it's going to be killer hot on that pavement.
It was brutally hot.
Yeah.
There was some shade. Shannon, who owns the Warrior Pawn Shop, he rolls out the red carpet for guys. You don't pay anything. You just go there. It's customer appreciation.
Nice.
They do hot hamburgers, hot dogs, soda, water, whatever you want. There was probably like 50 cars there.
I know.
It was just brutal. I saw the Buick that Todd did. The Buick looks absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful car.
I saw a picture of it.
I saw Billy D'Arton there. He was having a good time. It was just a good time had by all.
And the same thing happened the day before. I didn't go to the Atlantic either because of the weather.
There was they told me 300, over 300, almost 350 cars there in the Atlantic at Dunkin' Donuts on Saturday. Yeah.
You know something? I didn't go. My dog, dragging my dog around the heat on that pavement.
Right.
And I felt bad, and I don't like to go without him. I'm gone during the week a lot working. And so I hate to leave the dog behind on a Saturday. I love taking him to car shows.
Right.
And everyone pays attention to him, not me, which is even better. But I just was thinking about him and the heat and all that.
Yeah, plus he's black, your dog, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that makes it worse because it's hotter on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good turnout. They had a good time. People had a good time. Different cars. It was nice to see, a different selection of cars, which is nice.
Yeah. That's cool. When you sent me some pictures and it looked a little sparse as well.
Right.
And I guess everyone just showed up all of a sudden.
Yeah, what happened was I got there, it was probably close to noon.
Yeah.
And I think it started at 11.
Yes, it did.
I believe.
Yeah,
so I think by noon, there were people that were saying, you know what, it's a little bit too hot.
Yep.
And there were people that were leaving. But I think all in all, I think totally probably had like 50 cars.
Yeah.
Which fills up his parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there were even cars next door at the kidney center.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So it was a good time.
Is there anything happening this week?
Yeah. The only thing I got happening this week is the Summer Crush Vineyard and Winery is having a Hot Rodding for Heroes Memorial Weekend Car Show. That's Sunday.
Yeah.
All makes and models. Welcome. Registration's $20. Gates open at 10:30. Goes from noon to 4. Best in Show. And 10 People's Choice Awards. Wow. Hosted by the guys at the No Name Car Club.
Those guys are great.
Yeah, and if you any information, just call Carlos at 772-528-4247, or you can email him at no name carclub@outlook.com. That's it.
Okay.
So that's what's happening this weekend.
Yeah, not a lot because of the holiday, probably.
Right. Yeah, and it's been brutally hot. I
wonder if Barefoot Bay is they're having a parade. They usually do. I don't know if this year they're having a parade.
A Memorial Day parade?
Yeah, we used to bring cars to that. But I haven't heard anything, and I belong to the Barefoot Bay discussion group on Facebook. No one said a word.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
I don't think anything's happening at Barefoot Bay either.
And I was in Barefoot Bay on Friday helping a guy with a hood on his Trans Am. And
Dan, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see any.
Nice job you guys did.
I didn't see anything about that, so. Usually they have signs up when they're going to have
Or
something.
Dan would tell us for that.
Yeah,
matter,
Dan would have told me, but he hadn't heard anything. So.
Right, okay. All right, so anyway, that's it. And then on June 17th, we do have the Father's Day show at the Elks.
Yeah, there's a couple of before that. We'll talk about it, after.
At the end of the show?
Yeah, right before the end, we'll talk about those.
Well, hey, let's do some news. All right, this weekend we had a Mecum that was out in Indianapolis.
Yeah. And
then they're moving on to Tulsa for the June 6th show in Tulsa. But anyway, they had a lot of cars out there in Indianapolis, and there was, I think it was like 8 days.
Yeah, it was a long auction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the story that's on thedrive.com is a Plymouth Superbird that sold for $1.65 million 3 years ago in 22. It only brought $418,000 at this auction.
That's a hit.
Yeah. I wonder where he sold I wonder where he got the money. He might have bought it in Florida.
I was just going to say he might have got that at the
Kissimmee show.
Yeah.
And then he goes out to Indianapolis, and there's not a whole. Kissimmee's got the high rollers every year.
Yeah, all the time.
So he paid big bucks because he really wanted this Superbird.
Yeah.
Anyway, his name is Bobby Knudsen, and he bought a 1970 Superbird, with the big rear wing. Jesse's putting it up on the screen if you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
Record-breaking $1.65 million after the buyer fees, and unfortunately, he passed away.
Right.
And its value took a massive nosedive. And then they sold the numbers matching car at the Indy Mecum auction this past weekend without reserve, and its new owner only paid $418,000. So there was a net loss of about a little over $1.2 million.
Yeah.
Imagine that. But the family, they're like, I don't know. They might not even know about cars like this guy Knudsen did.
Well, he said the article also says that even when he bought the car, he paid way too much money.
Yes, he did.
So
yeah, but he really wanted it.
Right.
I guess he just wanted that Superbird, and he got it. I guess he goes for these low mileage cars. I think unrestored 33,000 original miles.
Right.
Rare with the automatic transmission. Only 77 of those were made. So, but it still wasn't worth $1.5 million. Can you believe he paid like $100,000 more for the fee?
Yeah.
That's Mecum for you. That's Mecum, man.
10%.
So Knudsen's Superbird wasn't the only one to sell this past weekend. They also got another one that sold for $550,000, but that one only had 21,000 miles on it. I don't know how these people have Superbirds and only have that low mileage.
Well,
I mean, it's a 50-year-old car.
Right, but you're talking like that. But I saw a show on Saturday, My Classic Car.
Yeah.
And they were doing the Muscle Car Museum.
Right.
And they brought out a 454 SS pickup truck.
Yeah.
And they brought out a Ford Lightning F-150. And those cars only had 300 miles on them.
Wow.
And they were interviewing, Dennis Gage was talking to Mark Pelak, and he says, he says he doesn't buy cars he doesn't like having cars with over 100 miles on them.
Really?
So that he strictly buys cars low mileage.
Super low mileage, yeah.
In fact, I think the SS had 300 miles on it, and he says he could probably get a little over 100 for it, but he's looking for one that has less miles on it because he likes to keep them under 100.
Yeah. Was that a 74, 75? Do you remember?
No, it was a Ford Lightning, so it was...
No, the Chevy.
The Chevy was the 454 SS pickup truck.
Right.
The 92, 93, around there.
A buddy of mine bought one in 75, brand new, from a Chevy dealer, and he was a 454 SS, all black.
Yeah.
Pretty neat for a square body,
right. Yeah, I think these are
73
I
was
think
square,
they're 90s or 91s.
I see.
That's when Chevy came out with the 454 SS again.
Right.
They all looked the same. They were all black. They were all red interior, red cloth interior.
Okay.
And I think the horsepower was only like 210, maybe 230 or nothing like that.
Nice looking truck though.
Yeah. So, but you used to be able to buy them at Mecum for like, 4,000 or 5,000.
Yeah.
And in the past couple of years, I know I think Steve has one that he's trying to sell.
Oh yeah.
I think they're going for in the 30s, but Mark said he could probably get over 100 for his.
Wow.
So.
But anyway, the Superbird, the family seems to have gotten a low market for this car, which proves just how far values have fallen over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So they have. That's good, though, in a way.
Yeah, but you know what happens come January? Mecum kissing me again. I mean, Mecum's coming again and kissing me in what, June? July.
July from
First week in July.
Yeah, down here again.
I mean, it won't be as high, but, if you haven't gone to Mecum so much in the past, 15 years, I've gone pretty much every year in the last 15 years. And watching the auctions, if you want to get a good buy at a Mecum auction, you got to go to the Dallas auction.
Yeah. Huh.
Dallas seems to have a little bit lower price, and it's towards the end of the year. People don't want to spend the money.
Right.
And that's the way to do it. You buy at Dallas, you sell in Kissimmee, and you make money.
Well, you go to the July, if you go to the July Mecum here in Kissimmee.
That's another low.
It's just like, you could go anywhere you want. There's no crowd. I mean, it's just too hot. It's insanely hot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but at least they have it outside. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago they had it inside, and it was worse inside than outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had the fumes from all the cars.
Right, true.
And it was just terrible.
Yeah.
And we got to go.
Yeah. Oh, do we? Okay. Yeah. Oh, not really, but we will go.
All right, so keep going if you want.
No, we'll go. Because I want to talk about this Chevy SS that went to Indy also.
The Nova.
I want to talk about this Nova, so we'll do that when we come back from commercial. We'll be right back. We are Classic Car Radio.
Welcome to Riverside Theatre's Comedy Zone, where the comedy is wild, untamed, and downright hilarious. Hit the zone this Friday and Saturday night at 6:30 and 8:30 for the Treasure Coast's best live stand-up comedy show, featuring nationally recognized comedians with cabaret-style seating and food and drink table service. Buy tickets at riversidetheater.com and get ready for a night of non-stop laughs.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Sofas, love seats, dining sets, and bedroom groups in the latest styles and colors from Four Seasons, Braxton Color, Riverside, Universal Coastal Living, Hooker, Capri, Tommy Bahama, and lots more. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have anything you need for your outdoor living from Lloyd Flanders, Kingsley Bate, Brown Jordan, and Woodard, including a gallery of maintenance-free furniture from Berlin Gardens and Pollywood. Right now, during our Memorial Savings event, we have lots of great half-price specials, including another 10% off on all Tommy Bahama and Lexington furniture in stock or special orders. And all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store directly across the street that is filled with name brand closeouts, and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
When the check engine light comes on, turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Time for an oil change? Turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Brake work, alignments, maintenance, and more? Turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Your certified service center specializing in alignments, repairs, oil changes, radiators, brakes, even auto electric repair. Just east of US 1 at 1212 23rd Street, Vero Beach. Turn to the local mechanics you can trust. Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach.
Welcome back to Classic Car Radio. I cut that short.
Boy, did you
We don't have a lot of
short.
time. We only got a half hour right now.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get back to a full hour in June. We'll see how we do. If you want to sponsor our show, we would love to have you.
Yeah.
Just contact me or Mike and get us on Facebook and get us on. You can email me at AmericanCarClassics@gmail.com.
Or you can call Evergreen Media, right, Jess?
Yeah, call Evergreen.
That's right.
No, they'll still take the account. No, they wouldn't do that to us.
That's right.
What's the phone number to Evergreen Media?
772-778-2832.
There you go. Wait, real quick, you're doing your big Friday thing this weekend, right?
Absolutely.
There's a car show and everything, right?
There's a car show and everything, yeah.
So Friday night, there is a car show, basically.
There you go, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's the Patriotic Party, downtown Vero Beach, 14th Avenue and 21st Street. And it's from 6 to 9 p.m. Admission is free.
Right.
What's the theme this month?
Patriotic Party.
Party.
Red, white, blue. Yeah.
Wow.
And for those guys, again, you park behind the stage.
That's right. Look behind the stage. You'll find all the cars.
Go ahead.
Yep, there you go.
Go ahead, Keith.
All right, so there was a made-to-order 1970 Chevy Nova SS that highlighted Mecum's muscle car madness in Indy. And if you're watching on YouTube, Jesse will put that photo up of that Nova. The thing about this was it was one of those deals where this guy went into a dealership and they were offering like a $350 for the SS. But if you check the right boxes on the dealer's order sheet, all you had to do was create something personalized. You can't do that these days. They don't let you do that anymore. But you could get a Chevy through the company's central office production order program. That's COPO. There were a lot of COPO Chevys that came out. Those were the ones that were special order. You had to ask for that order sheet. You had to know what you were doing. As drivetrains go, in many instances, the COPO cars were a gearhead's fantasy fulfilled. So this 1970 Nova, which I think is really, really cool, black on black.
It's triple black.
Oh, it's got a vinyl roof?
No, it's got, but the interior is black also. I think.
Yeah, well, it's a triple. That's
I know
two.
the article says triple. I thought. Yeah, so
that's why I thought it looks like it's a hardtop,
it
though,
does
not
look like a
vinyl.
hardtop. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they mean triple black because it's got black wheels.
Maybe. I don't
Who
know.
knows? But anyway, the brochures had a 300 horsepower, 350 cubic inch V8. But shrewd buyers who know how to navigate the order sheet and churched up an additional $316 could score an SS that was powered by an L78, 375 horsepower, 415-pound torque version of the 396, and that's what this car was, with a Muncie 4-speed manual, and that car went off for $126,500. Imagine that.
It's not bad.
It's
That's
a beautiful
actually
car.
pretty cheap for that car, I think.
Yeah.
I thought Copos, though, you couldn't come off the street and order a Copo car. I thought you had to work for Chevy to get that.
I don't know. Well, a lot of people got Copos. I know that.
Yeah, I thought you had.
You just have to be able to order. Maybe get the dealership to cooperate with you.
Yeah,
and you're paying an extra $300, which is a lot of money in 1970.
Yeah.
You know, that was a week's pay for some people.
Yeah, because
definitely more than I got.
I think on the build sheet on my Chevelle said the SS package was $398 or $400 something. Yeah, it was very cheap.
Yeah. So this gave you an L78 with the 375 horse,
right.
396. Great car.
Well,
Great
like
car.
I said, I'm pretty sure that Copo, you had to work for them to order that kind of car. I think. Maybe a billion.
I don't know. I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, maybe somebody will know.
You might be right.
Text us if you know.
I mean, Yanko did this. They got Copos and they marked them Yanko supercars.
Well, because they went to Yanko Chevrolet and they redid the same thing with the Baldwin Motion. They went to Baldwin Motion in Long Island, and that's how they changed it.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have to be an employee to get one. That's the thing.
But Copo, I think you had to be an employee to get a Copo car.
I'm going to skip that last story because it's about newer cars.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Lee Zeldin, I'm just going to say it. Lee Zeldin's trying to get rid of the option, having to buy the option of cars shutting down.
The letter A switch.
The A switch, yes. He's trying to get rid of that because it's a pain in the butt for people.
Yeah.
Your car shuts off at a red light. Your car shuts off when you're stuck in traffic. Every time you touch the gas, it starts up again.
Right, but if you I notice with my truck, when I'm coming to a stop, if you're getting ready to stop and then all of a sudden the light turns green, the car will still shut off on you.
Yeah.
You got to be really careful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
anyway, he's trying to do something with that. There was another, save the earth thing. Oh, don't have the car running in traffic. It makes a lot of sense, but they found out it's only like 5% to 6% savings on fuel.
Yeah, and
it's not a heck of a lot.
No, and I read something today online that Dodge just did away with the electric Charger.
Oh yeah.
The electric Dodge Charger.
Good.
They put it on the shelf. They said people aren't buying it. They're not taking it. They're going back to Hemi.
Okay.
So
this week in auto history, May 19th, 1903. This is a big week. The Buick Motor Company Incorporated. So Buick, happy 122nd birthday, I guess, right?
Yep.
March 21st, 1901, Connecticut becomes the first state to pass a law regulating motor vehicles. In 1901, you could only go 12 miles an hour in the city and 15 miles an hour on country roads.
Wow.
And that's probably as fast as they'd go anyway, right? In 1901. I'll jump May 24th, 1899, at a time when most automobiles had to go back to the factory to be repaired. W.T. McCulloch establishes Boston's Back Bay Cycle and Motor Company, the first dedicated auto repair shop in the United States. So that was 126 years ago.
May 24th, 1899. That's crazy.
Imagine that. And what time we got? Well, okay.
You got minutes.
We got about 3 minutes.
Yep.
All right, a quick tech talk. John in Palm Bay says, Todd, he doesn't know Todd's gone.
Right.
I was using waterless spray on my Buick Grand Sport, and I could see a few bubbles in the clear coat. Can this be buffed out or not? It was on the hood, and I didn't notice them anywhere else. So, I looked this up because Todd's not here.
Yeah, wet sand and buff. That's what they're doing with my car right now.
Okay.
Wet sand and buff.
Okay, good. Wet sand and buff. There you go, John, up in Palm Bay.
Yep.
Wayne from Fort Pierce says, guys, I have a 1979 Trans Am. I'm thinking about swapping over my suspension to full coilover. Not for racing, but anything crazy like that, just for a better ride quality. Is this possible? And can I do it myself?
I just did it.
You did it?
I just did it. Coilovers and tubular control arms, all from
your Le Mans?
On the 64 Pontiac.
Wow.
And I got all the parts from Performance Online.
Okay, good.
All made in America.
This guy says you go to QA1 Pro Coil, and he's got them on his 71 Camaro. So far, so good.
All right.
And they did a lot of road testing on that setup and said it was really good. So there you go. There's another guy.
I can't say I did road test. I did
You
put it
can't
all
yet.
on.
You can't yet.
Not yet.
Tim from Sebastian says, Todd again, I bought a 81 Z28 from Miami. Body is near perfect, but once again, here we another same question. I have some bubbles in the paint. My question is, after sanding and prepping the bubbled area, what should I use as a sealer right before I paint? Well, it would be epoxy sealer.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Good luck with that, Tim. Get an epoxy sealer. You can't go wrong. And finally, Jerry in Fellsmere, he's got a long question. He says, I have a 72 Dart with a 318, has 13,000 actual miles. That's cool. With no engine modifications. I was driving and the oil light came on. I pulled over. I checked the oil. It was a quart low. I added a quart and the light remained on. Now the lifters started to tick. And if I increase the RPMs, the ticking stops and the light goes out. When it returns to idle light, the light comes back on, and when I remove the oil fill cap of the car running and increase RPMs, I can see oil reaching the rocker arm. So I changed the oil and filter, removed the cleaned oil pressure sensor, hooked up mechanical gauge, and he has 5 per square inch at 1,000, but he has 10 per square inch any higher. I'm sorry, at 750, he has 5 per PSI. At 1,000, it goes up to 10. That's simple. He needs a new oil pump. It's not pumping up.
Not pumping the oil up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
You just got to, you have to drop your pan and get rid of that oil pump and get a new one. That's all, Jerry in Fellsmere.
Yep.
And that's a cool car with 13,000 miles on it. Imagine that.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, what else is happening around here?
We talked about the Summer Crush Vineyard on May 25th. That's this Sunday.
Talk about Father's Day.
Father's Day, the big Father's Day show at the Vero Beach Elks, Sunday, June 15th. That's from 10 to 2. Vero Beach Elks is at 1350 26th Street, Vero Beach. Good old rock and roll, 50-50 raffle. Trophy sponsored by McDonald's, AAC region of the AACA. And call Craig Waskow, 772-299-6225 for any information.
But he's in the Carolinas right now, so don't call him yet.
Don't call him yet.
Give him another week.
Send him an email.
All right, we are Classic Car Radio on the Patriot, and we are out of here.
Hey, have a good week. Patriot Radio.